another one of her friends, Misty. But I don't
Oh
think
yeah,
she
now
he
we're
was.
live.
I don't think he was prepared for when Timmy and I cut loose. How
How
like
wild it gets.
well, not just wild, but just how dumb. Like and
Hmm.
how much we could drink.
Yeah.
I don't think Tomsy made it home till like 3 in the morning, and he only told his fiance he was going to be out for a couple hours.
Yeah, I'll be back in time for dinner. No big deal.
It's like, yeah, we're right around a count, right around.
Oh man.
I did one of these things, and I was like, all right. So we stopped at an Italian village, and like, Tim wanted to try like a legitimate cannoli. I'm like, all right, well, here,
Sounds like a good idea.
this guy's selling cannolis on the corner. I'm like, all right. He's like, all right, that'd be $3. I was like, all right, and I threw it in the tip jar. And I was like, yeah, that really just happened. So I was pulling another $3 and handed it to him. He's like, are you okay with that? Yeah, dude, it's no problem.
Yeah, dude. Is your cannoli good?
Oh, it was awesome. And they gave me another one too.
Oh, nice.
So it was a good time,
See,
man.
people in New York are nice. You just gotta be nice to them.
They were laughing, and that was at the point where everyone was confused on where they wanted to go.
Yeah.
So, like, you would walk down the street, walk back, walk down that street, walk back, right in front of the same dude that I just like tipped him $3 for a canola. Walked up this way, and I just stopped here. I stopped and I'm like, what is happening right now? I lock eyes with the dude. He just starts laughing. I'm like,
Uh. All right, I'll be right back. I gotta close this door.
yes, sir. Oh, I should probably pop out chat. Waka waka.
All right, are we ready to kick this thing? There's so
Yes,
much
sir.
housework to do today.
Yeah, my front yard looks like a goddamn jungle.
We have to hang screen doors on our front door. That's gonna
That
be.
should be too.
I I, I think it's with how this house is. I think it's gonna be.
A project.
I want to say like, oh, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be fine. Yeah, sure. But no, it's probably gonna take us all day. We're gonna fight.
Oh, nothing's worse than a front door. Like, I remember when I got that front door. Like, we measured it up, and then of course the measurements are always fucking wrong.
Yeah, like by like 2 inches, and you're like, how did I? What did I do?
Yeah, it's like I do not understand how this doesn't
I
fit.
measured this
At
three
worst,
times.
yeah, and then to the point where like I had the bottom threshold, I had literally take a belt sander to it to knock down like a quarter of an inch,
Yeah.
and it took 4 hours because it was like a hard piece of wood.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what I'm expecting that we're gonna do today. I'm so looking forward to it. Ugh. All right. You got your what you've been playing and everything.
I mean, yeah, it's like 3 games.
Yeah. So's mine. And I shared show notes with you, I think. Yep. All right. Let's do
Ah,
this.
fucking hair.
Get that. Just woke up look.
Get the fan from the PC.
All right. Let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of That Video Game Podcast. I'm your host, Boston. Over there is Knobs.
What's up?
And this week, the Hannah's out of town. Knobs wanted to make sure that no one thought that the two of them were fighting. It's like, no, I'm not going to be on the show if that dude's on the show.
Yeah,
Everything's okay.
not even close to that.
It's just the summer, people traveling, graduations happening, parties,
Move-
weddings.
moving to colleges, whatever.
Yeah, stuff.
Go bum around New York for the fourth, whatever.
Yeah, so we got an old TVGP classic. That's what our golf open is going to be called.
TVGP
Oh, it's a beautiful
Classic.
day for the TVGP classic.
It's wonderful. You gotta whisper it when you say it.
Oh, the TVGP Classic.
Oh, welcome back, everybody. It's a wonderful day for the TVGP Classic this year of 2014. We got a beautiful sunny day.
It's on the dance floor. All right.
Now, drop the bass.
Or before we go down that rabbit hole anymore, let's talk about knobs. What have you been playing?
Hey, what's up?
Hey.
So, we had, well, since you haven't had any reports from the last 2 Monday night game nights.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are some tag stealing, thieving bastards.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Right now, I think Moon, Nintendork, and Domsy have my tags. I got Scott's right after Tomsy took mine. Moon, I don't know how he snuck around my Claymore I had baited for him. But no, it was we even played a little bit last night, and it was just man,
just chaos and mayhem.
This game is so streaky. I mean, you could be having an awful time, and then you'll just pull off a great shot, and everything's great.
Yeah, or you have that one match where you're like, all right, okay, maybe I'm pretty good at this game. And then you go like 0-12. It's like, well, never mind.
Also, so much 0-12. Like, I've been having trouble like trying to find good spots to kind of like. I like sitting up and like way up high now.
Yeah.
Just find my little nestle point and then just try and see how I can funnel people towards me. And I haven't had very good success doing that lately. Like, usually there's always a couple spots, and I've found out if sniping is no fun if there are no other snipers around.
Oh,
like if the other team has 0 snipers, because you want to catch somebody sleeping is the best.
Oh yeah.
Or you hit somebody at 800 plus meters out, and it is awesome. But yeah, so I mean that's been that. I mean we're all usually if we hop in a random match, we're on separate sides for like the first couple rounds. We're pretty much trying to hunt each other down the entire time.
Well, I mean you have to.
Oh, I know. Everyone's screaming and yelling at each other. It's a blast. It's one of my favorite things of that game.
Oh, man.
But I played a whole bunch more of Dead Rising 3 Ultra, Super, Alpha, Beta, 1994, whatever edition.
Remix!
Yeah. Holla, Ultra, bam! Jazz hands.
This is why we don't make video games.
Yeah. Because that might be happening. And there's some white-gloved hands. Man, that is a lot of fun. Holy cow!
Just all the way dumb. Like the best example of kind of dumb wink and nod fan service.
It's all fan service. Like I just unlocked Captain
Commando?
Captain Commando. That's it.
Yeah.
Cap. He is awesome.
Really?
Like all of Green's characters are the best. Like they're all just heavy. Same thing with Frank West. Like they're all just brutal. Whatchamacallit, Nick's more of a mid-range type of guy, and the chick pretty much always has guns, Alice.
Yeah.
Like I can't wait to unlock whatever her last costume is. I don't even know what it is. But all of them are just a riot. That game is just stupid. It's stupid fun.
Man.
Yeah, we ran into this one guy, and he was using BB Hood more effectively than we ever figure out how to use BB Hood.
Oh, weird.
It is ridiculously overpowered. Like, it is dumb. Like, he was, like, laying waste to everything. I was like, is this why we beat him so bad that first time? Because he's pissed now?
Yeah.
So he started aping all our points. But no, like right now my favorite is Captain Commando. It just looks cool too, and they all have their stupid catchphrases the whole way through too. It's dumb. I'm so happy I don't have to use Tuxedo Nick ever again.
Oh really?
Getting 1,000 kills with him was like getting a root canal. It was just painful. Because he just has the gun. He does like the like the bullet dance stuff. And
yeah,
that's cool for like the first 2 minutes.
Yeah, and then you're just like, this animation is taking forever. I just shoot some people.
Yeah, because I think I'm down to like 2 or 3 costumes I have left to unlock. The Onimusha one and Hagar. I gotta see how fun Hagar is to play with, but it doesn't
I hope
matter.
there's some spinning pile driver business.
Oh, there has to be.
Yeah.
The spinning lariats, whatever. That game's so much fun. And lastly today, I almost had a bit of a panic. I almost had to make a purchase again.
Oh no.
So I was just kind of looking for stuff to play. I was like, you know what? I really don't feel like playing like Asura's Wrath. Like I was real close to throwing that in because I love that game.
Yeah.
And I was going through. I was like, you know what? I haven't played Saints Row the Third in like ages.
Oh yeah.
And I couldn't find it in my collection. So I almost went to the store and bought it.
Oh my god.
But I didn't. I ended up finding it. It was in like some separate pile of 360 games that I have. And
the real true pile.
Right. So I was thinking I didn't want to load up my max character, so I had that one where I played as a female for 2 hours. All right, I'm going to hop back into this. And man, I forgot how to play that game.
Oh, yeah.
Woo!
You don't get to run up buildings anymore.
Well, no. I mean, this is 3. You don't even have that option.
Yeah.
So, like, I was like, all right, who do I shoot? Like, I'm throwing random grenades everywhere. I was like, man, I got to deal with cops now. I just blew up a whole pack of civilians. Whatever. Yeah. But I forgot how awesome the soundtrack in that game is.
Oh, like, yeah,
those
it's weird.
Radio stations are so off the wall great.
Yeah. That was one thing I kind of missed from 4, because you didn't really get a lot of radio stations a lot.
Yeah. It was all soundtrack. Like, you just put in your soundtrack in your melon and you just roll.
Yeah.
And so there's always music playing, and that's I forgot that like a couple songs like are driving by. Like I was just sitting there waiting for my phone to ring. I'm just sitting there on a corner, and all of a sudden someone rolls by, and you hear ding, and you hear the theme to the Venture Brothers just roll past me. I was like, I love this game so much. But yeah, so I played a whole bunch of the missions. I think I started at level 6. I think I'm level 10 now. Like, I only played it like a couple hours, just pounding through these, like, each one of the homie missions. And I had totally forgot Hulk Hogan was the voice of Angel.
Oh, that's right.
I totally forgot that.
Oh, man. Yeah, and he shows back up in 4. He's also the voice of the announcer for... What minigame was that?
The Genki Bowls or whatever.
Yeah, Professor's Genki's, whatever. Man, yeah, I forgot. He's really good in that.
Oh, his voice is fantastic for it.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, so I played that game for like probably 2 hours today, and man, that game is just amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Like I love everything about it. Now it actually is showing its age a little bit.
Yeah.
From playing, Dead Rising 3, and I didn't realize the jump would have been that significant between those two styles of games, but
yeah,
that game's still fantastic. I can't believe we haven't done that for TVGP Game Club.
Yeah, that'd be that thing's so cheap. Even 4 is so cheap.
Oh yeah, just to see people's experience of I did the mission where Angel's trying to build your courage, and you hop in a car, and there's a tiger like batting at you the whole time.
I forgot about that.
Like that. And I forgot how funny it was. Like after you finish that mission, you go back talk to Angel again, and all you say it's an effing tiger.
Yeah,
and a tiger.
Oh God. God, that game is so dumb and so amazing.
Yeah, and then like there's Burt Reynolds on the radio making announcements for the city, like
it's nothing.
Like, it's so good.
Man.
It's so good. But yeah, I'm gonna probably finish that game this week.
Yeah.
Like again, because I can't wait. Because I only played through the Deckers Must Die part like one time. Yeah. I cannot wait to do that again with that Dead Mouse song. Yeah, with that Dead Mouse song just thumping the entire time.
Playing as a toilet.
To blow up tall. Like it's the perfect kind of crazy.
It's the best kind of dumb. Like it's where you can get behind it and it's not too dumb where you're like, this is just stupid.
Like it's over the top weird, and like I forgot I had the chick as her one taunt doing the soldier boy.
Oh yeah.
And then the other one was like Carlton, and just
Hmm. Oh
I
man.
love that game so much. I'm so happy I decided to throw it in today.
Yeah.
But other than that, like I was playing Nautica Crash, sitting on the FDR waiting for fireworks. Like the weirdest spots I was playing that game. But yeah, that's real cool. I'm probably going. I'm really considering picking up Assassin's Creed 4
Yeah.
just for another game.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah,
Oh man, I think you'd really enjoy it.
I think I would too. I don't know why I haven't jumped off that bridge yet.
'Cause 3 was so bad. I think all
Well,
of us were kind of gun shy about 4.
well, I was gun shy after Revelations.
Yeah, Revelations was, let's be generous and say, rough.
I mean, I mean, that's where I jumped off. I didn't even attempt. I bought the pre. I didn't even redeem my pre-order. I have the steel box
Oh,
sitting on my shelf, and I never bought the game.
weird.
Just because I did not like Revelations.
Yeah. Yeah, I think 4 is a pretty great game. I think they still have too many of those following missions, but I feel like they did them a little bit better this time. I would like them to remove them completely. That would be really great. Um, but I feel like they learned their lesson from everything after Brotherhood.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of a rote gameplay mechanic at this point.
Well, it's just nobody enjoys it. Like nobody is like, oh, hey, I love those following missions. It's like, no, you don't.
Well, I mean, if you got some interesting information out of them, I think that would be cool.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I'm excited about for whatever the next Unity, where it's like, okay, you can follow them, or you can just kill them, or you can just find them when they get to their destination, and you'll get the same info either way. It's like that's
Yeah,
fine. I would do that.
yeah. I mean, that would be a good change, but
Yeah.
that's pretty much all I've done this last 2 weeks, other than drink copious amounts of beer.
Hey man, that's what a vacation's for.
Yes, sir. It was a good one.
I started my second playthrough of the Final Fantasy V 4-job Fiesta. I pulled out my old. I don't even have it. Oh, I have it here. I have my old DS Lite here. But I, I I don't know if I'm gonna keep playing it on the DS Lite. I might actually stream it because that thing's seen a little bit kind of better days. The D-pad is a little messed up. The B button seems a little finicky. So I might not push that thing too much more.
Well, I think you got your money's worth out of that piece of hardware.
Oh, totally. Right now it has Final Fantasy V and let's show it on the camera. It has 999 stuck in it. So usually it's Final Fantasy V and Chrono Trigger living in this thing. Yeah, I think for a console that I imported because I really liked this blue color, I think I've gotten more than enough out of like the last 10 years of a console. So
Yeah.
it's probably time to. And I can't even really find the charger anymore. I think it's in some box in some storage unit somewhere.
I kind of have that same problem here because I like pretty much the only thing I was using my DS Lite for ages was playing Sudoku until I finished every puzzle in that game.
Yeah.
But
Um,
yeah,
Yeah, so I think I'll probably stream that again because I'm assuming I'm doing a random run, so you can, as you go through it. So before in a normal run, you get each time you get a set of jobs, you get one job from that set, and then in a random run, your first job set you get one job, your second job set you get a job from the first two job sets, and then third one from the first three, and fourth one from the first four. So you can really get a really weird group as part of this. So I'm kind of curious to see what I get. So I'll probably stream that. It only took me, was it 12 hours to finish it last time? Hey, plane! Yay! Um,
welcome to the show. What have you been playing?
yeah. Hello there.
Playing.
I've been flying a
Flight
plane.
simulator douche.
So I've also been streaming Final Fantasy XII International Zodiac Job System. I talked about last time. Still really enjoying that. About 5 hours into it now. I've streamed 3 times. That game is. I love 12, and that game is super crazy. This different version of it is absolutely nuts. I'm having a hard time at the beginning because I think. Number one, I think it's a little bit harder, and number two, I think I'm being a little dumb. I think I'm misremembering the game and just being like, oh yeah, I'll be totally fine. Whoops, I'm dead.
Yeah.
Or like, oh, this boss is super easy. Oh man, I keep dying. Great. But the game I spent the majority of my time with, so I had a 5-day weekend. From work, we had off the 4th and then the 7th, and then I took the 8th off because I really need a vacation. So I figured since before that, since in last week's show I platinumed Watch Dogs, and I said, well, let me pop in my next game, Lego The Hobbit, and then I'll platinum that because I like platinuming the Lego games. I'm not necessarily sure that I can recommend Lego The Hobbit.
Really?
Yeah, I think that Marvel Superheroes is a far stronger game overall. I think it has way more content in it, and the content that is there is much, much more interesting. Even more so if you know anything about the Marvel Universe, even if you're just somebody who has watched the movies and maybe read the comics in the 90s like we did. There's still plenty of stuff in there to be like, I remember that. All right, yeah, awesome. But Lego The Hobbit, so it covers the first 2 movies of the Hobbit trilogy. So they're going to add the 3rd movie in as DLC later, which is kind of nice. That way they won't put out another game.
Another game. Like, here's this one standalone of the 3rd movie.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's, I think, 12 levels, and only 1 secret level, where Marvel Superheroes had, I think, 15 main levels and then about 12 secret levels. And it's, it has the voice acting from the movie. It's all movie clips that they put in the game. It's cute, like the Lego games typically are, but I feel like the Hobbit movies are so serious that when they have, Thorin yelling about the mountain and Smaug, then someone wearing a chicken on their head in the background is just sort of like, well, this is kind of weird. I don't understand.
That's silly in the wrong way.
Yeah, and I enjoyed Marvel Superheroes so much more because it was silly in the way that the Marvel universe can be. We're just sort of like, I don't know, man, we got a big green guy and we got a dude in a freaking robot suit. Like, why don't we have a little bit of fun with it? And Sandman has sand puns the entire time. It's just... I really felt like that game was a much better value overall. And the one thing that really drove me crazy about Lego The Hobbit was they now have a day-night cycle. So to change between day and night, you have to go stay at a campsite. And then it just does this extremely long loading scene where it changes it from day to night and it flips the entire world and all of its missions and everything. That, at all points, was completely unnecessary. Because there were even some missions where it's like, all right, we're gonna go do something in the middle of the night, and then we're gonna have 2 more missions in the day, and then switch back to night to do 1 more mission. It's like, who cares? Like, you're not really giving me anything beneficial by switching the time here. So it's a Lego game. So at the very least, you can't pick up a bad Lego game. I don't think there has been one, except for maybe, I think Lego Indiana Jones was sort of widely regarded as okay.
I thought Lego Batman was another flop.
Yeah, that one was fine. Lego Batman 2 was better, but I never got to the point where I played enough of that. But for me, Lego The Hobbit is kind of the lower ranks of the Lego games, as much as I as much as I love them, the top ranks are definitely the Lego Harry Potter games, Lego Marvel superheroes, the Star Wars trilogy. Those three games are kind of the top echelon of Lego games. And I paid, I think, like $35 for it because it was on sale on Amazon. So you can't really be too mad for 25 hours of a Lego game that is okay. But I think when you compare it to Marvel Superheroes, which I got almost 45 hours out of to get 100% of that, I think that provides a much better value. If you're a kid or if you have kids, it probably doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I know that I'm certainly not the target market for Lego games, but I feel like there should be a little bit more value and a little bit more worth to something like this. So, but Lego Marvel Superheroes is cheap as hell, and it came out for nearly everything. I can't recommend that game enough. But that's all I really played this week. I fired up my Xbox One to kind of patch it, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna fire it up, and I'm gonna pop in Forza. Now that everybody's not playing Forza anymore, let me go ahead and let me patch it. Let me try it. Let me see if Drivatar is better. I'm assuming that only people that really loved Forza would have a Drivatar in my game now. Popped it in. It had a 3.5 gig download that it needed to do. Which, by the way, Microsoft, I have a bandwidth cap, so I can't be downloading giant patches like that. Thankfully, this one was ready after like 10% or so. So I went in there, and I forgot the reason that I don't like Forza games anymore is that they don't shut the hell up. So like I can't go into a menu and then just pick a race. It has to say like, oh, this international sports car race was started in this year. I don't... And it locks out you being able to accept the next step. Like, they have to flap their gums. Either this British lady or Jeremy Clarkson has to flap their gums about why this car is cool or why this track is... I don't care. I just want to race. And then when I got into the race, Drivatar is still totally broken. And I finished one race, and I'm like, okay, I can't. I'll wait for Forza Horizon 2. That and Sunset Overdrive are kind of my next big Xbox One games. But until then, I'd like to get into Dead Rising 3. But all right, here's my main problem. I love on the PS4 that you can plug in any headset into the controller, and all sound from the OS goes through your headset. So that my fiance and her mom can be sitting next to me watching TV on the other TV, and then I can be sitting there playing something still in the living room. I really hate that I can't natively do that with the Xbox One. I know that there's that headset adapter that came out that's supposed to do that, but it's $30.
Well, it's not for another $40. You can get the crazy big Microsoft headset that does the same thing, and it comes with that adapter.
But my problem there, though, excuse me. My problem there, though, is I really don't want to have like this big giant headset where it's like sound canceling and 7.1, and like my family's trying to talk to me, and I'm over there like killing zombies, and they're like, "Oh, okay." I try to. That would normally be an option for me, but I'm really cognizant of. Like, I don't want to be that dude where it's like, oh, he's got his headphone on. You can't bother him for the next 4 hours. You
don't want to be that guy where they need to throw something at you to get your attention.
Exactly. Like I wear man, excuse me. On the PS4, I wear
like some water.
Yeah, please. This smoothie is killing me.
It's the seeds.
Yeah, it's all the seeds. I put in an Apple earbuds, but I only put one in. And then the one ear I leave open is the ear that faces the rest of my family. Because, yeah, I definitely don't want to be that dude where they're in front of you waving their arms like, hey,
Yeah,
everybody's on fire. It's like, oh, sorry, well, what's going on? So I wish that to me is one thing that I feel like the PS4 and the Wii U do really well is I'm not going to take up my TV to play video games. I can share it with my family. So,
Right.
the Wii U even has a headset jack on the Wii U gamepad. So, with the Vita and the Wii U, you can. That's really important, and that to me is, as much as Microsoft is really improving the experience on the Xbox One, I really feel like that is something that I hope they figure out at some point, where I can do that second screen remote play sort of thing. I don't even understand why there isn't some sort of like Windows 8.1 app where it's just like, yeah, I'll find your Xbox One on a console, you run Windows, so whatever, we got your money already. They shouldn't have to put out a handheld. They should say like, hey, if you have a Surface, you have a Windows 8 machine, some sort of Windows laptop, let's get some second screen stuff going.
Yeah.
So I hope they figure that out at some point, because
Smart Glass does that a little bit with a Windows tablet, but not to the extent that you would want it.
Yeah, and that's kind of... I legitimately think that I would spend more time with my Xbox One if it didn't have to be this whole big thing to get it up and running. So I'm hoping that they will, and we'll talk about sort of the future of Microsoft here in the news stories. But that's all I've been playing, and I'm choking to death over here, so let's take a break. Excuse me.
Ow! Furball.
Oh, man.
You're coughing like those cats at Risk.
Man, this is going to be a nice short episode. We're nothing if not succinct.
Yes, we are. We're definitely to the point. It's almost military.
Yeah. Just following orders.
Yes, sir.
Would you like to talk about news stories? Yes, sir.
On your 6, military term.
Hey, Bonnie Viking. Got a bunch of people in chat or in watching us today. Surprisingly, I thought it'd be a ghost town since it's so early.
Well, we're a day early.
Yeah.
It's Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're a day early, and we're recording 2 hours early.
Yeah.
Throwing everyone for a loop.
Try and keep everyone on the toes.
Oh my god, you watched the latest trailer for Guardians?
No, actually, I've been trying not to watch anything about that because I know I'm going to just go see it. And Meg really wants to go see it too, so we'll probably just go to the theater. I
am so excited about that movie.
You know what what I was surprised about is she didn't know it was a Marvel movie. She just wanted to go see it because it looked dumb and fun, and it had a talking raccoon. And I was like, well, that's pretty much all you need to know about Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
His name is Rocket Raccoon, if that helps sell it. It did.
But yeah, even though because I was really worried about them not getting Rocket quite right.
Yeah, because it's a weird character.
Yeah, it is a weird character. Like I would have akin it to Lord of the Rings would have been a complete failure if Gollum wasn't as good as he was.
Totally. I actually I'm actually going through and I'm reading The Hobbit because I haven't read it since 6th grade. When all of us read it. And first off, kids shouldn't be reading that book. It barely makes sense to a 32-year-old man.
Yeah.
The language is so weird. But now I know why I didn't like that book as a kid. It's nearly incomprehensible. If I hadn't seen the movie, like the first movie, I still haven't seen Desolation of Smaug.
Oh, dude, you really like that
I know.
one.
I just haven't had the time to sit down and watch. I want to watch. I love Martin Freeman in those movies. I just have to sit down and just spend the time watching that.
He is so good.
Yeah.
I mean, so good.
He's perfect as that character.
And he's just those little quirky
Have you
mannerisms that he has are just.
have you seen the behind the scenes stuff with him flipping the camera off?
Oh yeah, that's his thing. He does that with everything.
That's so funny.
Because I even went back and watched Hitchhiker's Guide to the Universe, which isn't as bad as everyone makes it out to
I
be.
still haven't watched it. I like him, and I've heard it's fine. I heard it's not the book, but who the hell is going to do that?
No, you know what's another funny one that I just I'm still on a movie buying bender. I picked up Yodorsky's Dune, and it's about the greatest movie that never got made.
Oh,
And-
I've heard about that. Yeah.
Dude, if you have you have Voodoo on your machines.
Some one of them. Yeah.
I'll email you over my username and password just so you can watch Yodorsky's Dune,
Yeah.
because it's mad, like the whole story about how him collaborating with all these people and bringing his dream team together and dropping off a screenplay that was this thick
Yeah.
on like fully storyboarded costumes, the set designs, everything,
Jeez.
and just throwing it, and everyone's like, no.
No, thank you.
No.
Oh man.
But my favorite part of it was towards the end where his son, which was going to be cast as one of the characters, when Lynch directed Dune, and he's like, I don't want to go see it. I never want to see this movie because it's just going to break my heart.
Yeah.
And then he goes, and then as I got in there, each step I became more and more comfortable with it. And then we sat and watched the movie, and I was happy. It was terrible.
Amazing.
But the fascinating thing is the group that he collected ended up breaking off in like his fingerprints are on everything we love about movies now.
Wow.
Like the lightsabers and stuff, like those fight scenes and aliens, because that was Escher was a main designer for his version of Dune. I had no idea.
That's crazy.
And like he went and found like sci-fi cover artists to do what you think is right.
Yeah.
He was nothing but supportive for creativity. And I forgot the one director. It opens up with them talking about the project and kind of how it failed and whatnot. Then the one director goes, he's like, well, I got a call from whatever his first name is, Yodorsky, and to come over, and he's like, well, what do you want to talk about? And he's like, I don't know. He's like, well, here, let me show you this. And he dropped, the Dune book on him. And he's like, as far as I knew, there were like 3 of these in existence. And then he put me through it, and he's like, let me tell you, it is amazing. And then it opens up with the crazy spaceship and stuff, and
Wow.
it's fascinating.
Yeah.
And the Raid, you have to watch the Raid and Raid 2.
Yeah, I saw a fight scene from the Raid 2. Someone posted on Reddit the fight scene where the 2 guys were fighting in the kitchen. It's like a real white kitchen.
Oh,
And I was just like, holy shit.
Oh, I hate that got spoiled for
I
you,
only
because
watched like the first minute, and I was just like, okay, nope, I can't.
Oh,
I gotta
so
watch this.
So the knives didn't come out yet?
No, mm-mm.
Oh.
That's why I liked what I saw in about the first minute. I was like, okay, nope, I know I want to watch these movies anyways.
All right, well, I have the Raid Redemption and the Raid 2 Bernadette on my streaming service Vudu, and dude, I'm telling you, I have, like, as I went and saw it in the theater, the Raid 2, I had never been so amped after watching a movie in my life.
Punch everyone.
I have been that movie's champion.
Yeah,
I'm only doing this because we have one release to talk about.
it's okay. We actually should start because it's noon here, so.
Alrighty. You guys ready?
Ready.
Chat ready?
Ready.
Yeah. Alright, ready in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody. We got releases this week of July 14th, 2014. It is the middle of July.
Yeah. Good
What's
stuff.
going on? Shantae, Risky Revenge for the PC.
Yay! Now you don't have to pay a couple $100 to buy it on Game Boy Advance or Game Boy Color. Yay! All right, let's move on to news stories. Rogue Legacy for PlayStation platforms release date announced. It's July 29th, which is
Holy
like
crap.
2 weeks away.
Wow.
Coming out for PS3, PS4, and Vita, cross-buy and cross-save. It does come with all the improvements of the latest patches for the PC edition, so you get all the extra content, all the additional bosses, and all that. Everyone should go buy that game. That game is super great.
Yeah.
The developer has actually said that they created the original version thinking of the Vita in mind. I'm sort of wishing the Vita Viking was here.
Yeah.
So apparently it is quote-unquote perfect on the Vita. So that's good news to hear when you kind of get not really dumbed down indie games, but sort of like, well, you're going to have to use the back touchscreen. It's like, no, this game has 2 buttons. So
Yes, sir.
That's
That's
all
the
you
way it
need.
should be.
yeah.
That's the handheld's wheelhouse.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Shovel Knight isn't out on Vita, because that's
Oh,
that's a
I would've-
perfect place.
I totally would have bought it on Vita.
God, that game is so good. I was hoping to do another stream of that, but that's one of the games like everyone can watch my live stream. It's just me smiling like an idiot for the entire time. Ah, it's so good. Grim Fandango Remaster confirmed for PC OS X and Linux. I know a lot of people were really upset after the Sony press conference announcement at E3 that it was only coming to PlayStation platforms, but it's really weird that exactly 1 month after E3 they announced this. Almost like an exclusivity deal. Odd.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I'm glad that they're coming out and being like, yeah, of course. Come on.
I can't wait to hear Manny talk again.
I can't wait to play that game again. That I finished that game only once. I still have a copy of it. But it's so outstandingly good and such a cool story that they told that it's a crime that more people haven't had a chance to play it.
You know, it's amazing because I had no idea that game was rare.
I had no
No
idea
idea.
either. I just have a copy of it. It's like
Yeah.
what, 2 discs, 3 discs,
Yeah.
something like that. And I was
That
just
little
like,
Foley cardboard thing.
yeah, I liked that. And it's just, I was just like, I don't know, it's a friggin' LucasArts game. What do I know? And
Yeah.
no, there's not that many. It's like, oh, well, that's kind of a bummer. It might be that Sam and Max Hit the Road is less rare in some weird
Yeah.
universe. Next news story here. Microsoft CEO talks about changing up Microsoft and the future of the Xbox. Satya Nadella, the new CEO of Microsoft, has been out there pretty aggressively lately talking about how he's going to change Microsoft. I work in IT, so it's a lot of very interesting stuff he's talking about. The crux of his conversations are, I'm going to fix what Ballmer messed up, but not saying it like that. He's saying it very interestingly.
It's
so
very subtextual.
yeah, it's very much like, well, we're going to challenge and change previous notions of how we run Microsoft. And it's sort of like, oh, well, that's a very nicely worded sick burn.
Yeah.
So he sent out an internal email to all Microsoft employees the other day, which of course got leaked. And he admits that Xbox isn't a core part of Microsoft, but he said it's important nonetheless. There's an interesting quote in here. It says, quote, "The single biggest digital life category measured in both time and money spent in a mobile first world is gaming. We are fortunate to have Xbox in our family to go after this opportunity with unique and bold innovation. Microsoft will continue to vigorously innovate and delight gamers with Xbox." End quote. So I think that's a really interesting statement that people are getting a little bit confused about. I think it's really interesting for him to admit that gaming right now is a mobile first world, saying people are going to play something on their phone or tablet first before they take up a TV, they take up their PC. That's not where the majority of gaming is getting done right now. But I'm really interested to see if they're going to expand the Xbox brand off into some sort of mobile something. I don't expect them to make an Xbox phone, because that sounds like something that wouldn't really sell, but
It's going to be games for Xbox Live.
the phone.
The phone.
But, I'm curious to see what they're going to do with that. I don't really know where they would even expand to.
I mean, other than some sort of app for a tablet or some Windows 8 exclusive deal thing, I mean, I don't really understand.
Or, like we were talking about earlier, sort of extending the smart glass experience and making it into something more robust.
Right. I mean, that could work. Every tablet comes with, like, 2 buttons.
Yeah. Or even, like, hey, you have a Surface tablet, hey, now you can connect your Xbox One controller to it via Bluetooth. Something like that.
That would be amazing.
Or via USB, whatever.
Yeah.
That would be something interesting, I think. So
I do like that Surface. That thing's sick nasty.
yeah. And I think it's interesting to hear them also say, like, look, it's not the biggest we got going on, but it is important. And I feel like in the past, the Xbox 360's success was treated like an accident to when Ballmer was there. It was sort of like, yeah, I mean, it's making us a lot of money, but we don't really know why. See you later. And now it's sort of like, yeah, it's a core part of the Microsoft overall, as much as Office 365 and Windows Server is, but it's just not flashy. It just makes us money. And it's not something they have to really work on right now. They now have a good team in charge of the Xbox brand. So, I don't know. Interesting to see it. I like how they're treating the Xbox brand right now, and I'm very curious to see leading up to E3 next year, how the Xbox overall is handled. Because it seems like it'll be better.
It seems like they're actually accepting the fact that this is a viable revenue stream for the company.
Yeah, well, and it's something that they've had trouble defining since they've announced it. So
yeah, it's no longer a pet project of Bill Gates.
Well, and it's no longer the 360 where it's like, whatever, they're going to buy it anyway.
Yeah.
I
don't think they realized how lucky they were.
Yeah. And the last news story here is Gearbox announced their new game, Battleborn. Randy Pitchford sent out this email. Battleborn is FPS hobby-grade co-op campaign, genre-blended multi-mode competitive esports, meta-growth choice plus epic Battleborn heroes. What? I don't know about you, but I love hobby-grade co-op campaigns.
Yep.
Is that co-op campaign free range?
Is it grass-fed?
Yeah. So people have been asking Gearbox what the hell this thing is. It sounds like it's an FPS coming out for PC, PS4, and Xbox One that has some sort of MOBA influences, but that's about all we know at this point, which is kind of unfortunate because
right.
I think the next thing that Gearbox puts out needs to be pretty good, because after stumbling with Aliens, and to a lesser degree stumbling with Duke, I think they need something other than Borderlands. So
yeah, they need to show that they're just not a one-trick pony.
Yeah, like we lucked into Borderlands, and hey, you guys really like it. I don't know why, but keep pushing those things out.
I mean, in Borderlands, for all intents and purposes, there were parts of that game that were just broken.
Yo, yeah, totally.
But I don't know, because Sega got Aliens back, didn't they? And then they just announced they got a lot of the original cast for Aliens Isolation.
Yeah, it was originally pre-order DLC, and now it's DLC for everyone. which was weird. But yeah, I would like to see Gearbox come out with another great game if not a great franchise, because I think they can make really good stuff. I just think they stumble too often, and I think they stumble less with Borderlands, or stumble less enough that we're sort of like, well, yeah, it's totally broken, but whatever, it's still fun.
Yeah, because I mean, Borderlands, there are no bad ideas.
Yeah, exactly.
When you start getting on franchise-style games, I mean, you need to be laser-focused.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing. I mean, they do open-ended really well. But, I mean, I think it's probably where they couldn't really... I don't see how Duke is all their fault.
Right.
I don't understand that vitriol and hate for that.
Yeah.
But the aliens, I mean, come on.
Yeah. How'd you mess that one up?
You got 70% of it right, but the most important parts you got wrong.
Yeah.
How can you make an alien game that isn't fun?
Or at least scary as hell. Come on.
Yeah. Man. You got the look, the sound design, the characters, everything's good except the game.
Yeah, except for the part where you play it.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to tweets here.
Hey.
We have a tweet from the other Jay-Z. Says, Evo coverage has totally grabbed me this year, even though I'm not a huge fighting games guy. Any interest from you gents? I was hoping to watch some of it today. I really like Evo because I feel like it shows me why people really care about the games that they care about. Not that I don't respect them, but I really like to know, you know, like if you get super deep into fighting games, like what does that look like? You know, like what is the highest level of competitive fighting game play? Like what craziness does that look like? And I think that's really interesting. I wish, you know, the International 4 is going on right now, which is I find super fascinating. I think Dota is really interesting, and I think Valve is doing something really interesting this year by having 3 different streams going on. There's one standard international stream. There's one they call the noob stream, where they're not throwing out a lot of terms. They're teaching you about the game. They're teaching you how to play the game alongside professionals playing it and explaining in English why these people are doing these things, instead of being like, oh, he's running mid and he's getting this thing. He's farming creeps. It's like, I don't understand any of that sentence you just said.
Yeah. Might as well be a different language.
It virtually is at this point. But they also have a third stream called a spoiler-free DVR, which is basically they have snapshotted all of this stuff in chronological order that doesn't spoil anything that comes later. And I think all of that is really interesting, and I want to watch Evo to see if they have, to be blunt, kind of dumbed it down a little bit, because I would love to watch high-level Street Fighter 4 play, but I don't know why you're doing focus attack dash cancels into a super or into something else. You know, like I don't play that game enough to know, but I'd like to know sort of
why.
Yeah, like why is all of this, like why are you doing all this? Because that's what I think is really neat.
Yeah, I mean, I love watching people play those games. It's anyone that sits there and will say that, you know, it's not a skill needs to see these people play.
Yeah.
Because there are things and button combinations that wouldn't even cross my mind.
Yeah.
And man, they're good. They're real good.
Yeah.
I would love to see DOA 5 at EVO, just to see what those fights would be.
Yeah, what sort of kind of deadly dance they are. I don't think DOA is on the docket this year, and I think DOA Ultimate was last year, and I don't think any. I wonder if Persona.
No Arctis.
I think Persona 4 might be this year, but I haven't looked. Let's look actually while we're talking, because we don't have any more emails or tweets. So.
But yeah, like I was looking for, like I was going through my collection looking for Saints Row the Third, and I've got 3 copies of of Blaze Blue, and I think I maybe played one.
Oh, Blaze Blue is on the docket this year.
Nice.
Chrono Phantasma. Huh.
I can't wait to
That's
see
interesting.
whatchamacallit too. I can't. The new Guilty Gear game, I'm stoked for though.
Have you seen have you seen the latest trailers they put out?
No.
Yeah,
What?
there's two complete matches they put out, and they are just oh, they're just insane looking. I mean, it's incredible to see them make a 3D fighting game where like the dusts, the launchers are in 3D, and then the intros to the stages are 3D, but everything else is 2D, and it like it looks right in that weird way where you're like, okay,
Yeah.
this is kind of cool, and then it swings and they're fighting and it's just standard 2D, and
What?
it looks so good.
And I think a lot of that's got to be attributed to Street Fighter 4 getting away from using sprites
Yep.
and just making it work. I
Yeah, just
mean
making it look
that
good and keeping it
because
2D.
without Street Fighter 4, MK9 would not have. I don't think would be that game.
No, I don't think so either. I think I'd be curious to see what MK9 would look like in a world where Street Fighter 4 didn't do very well.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see what that game would have been.
Yeah.
And same thing with Killer Instinct.
Yeah,
I mean,
totally.
we don't play Killer Instinct a lot, but I mean that game is amazing.
And they're just about to start season 2 as well. They just announced Maya as the first character for season 2, which is weird, but kind
Yeah.
of nice to see they're really digging in the back catalog of characters. But that's all the tweets and emails we have this week. We're recording early, and it's a short episode. It's all
Yeah.
good.
We'll be
If you-
loaded up next week.
Yeah. If you'd like to visit us, you can do so at tvgp.tv. Email us at tvgpfans@gmail.com. Tweet us at tvgp, and everywhere else is on the right-hand side of the page.
And don't forget to join the forums. Please mark yourselves in the map. I see you guys all over the world, and I love it. I love it a lot. Hey, Samson. Game Club this month is Brutal Legend.
Yep, almost
Grand
wrapping
Theft.
up, I believe.
Apparently forgot to play it completely.
Yep.
So voting should be up in the next couple of weeks for the next one.
Yeah, watch the Twitter account for the live stream of them doing the recap. I know they're trying to pull in more people from the community to kind of talk via Skype during each show, so you can have your chance in a TVGP episode.
Yes, sir.
Monday Night Game Night?
Oh yeah, Monday Night Game Night. Join us for 10 p.m. 10 p.m. EST on the Xbox One. We're playing Battlefield 4 forever, apparently. Come get your tags.
Yeah. Thursday Night
And,
Game Night, like we talked about last week, the other Jay-Z is looking to kind of revitalize that.
Okay.
He needs your help on Steam, so join the Steam group, find him, send him messages. Let's get that thing back up and going.
Yep. Always the trouble trying to find the right game that gets the most amount of people.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
And thank you very much for listening. If you'd like to watch this show live, you can do so at twitch.tv/E1M1 Network. You can watch me playing a bunch of games by myself. Come chat with me, twitch.tv/Boston Hannon. And we'll see you all next week.
Later.
All right. I only have 2 titles here.
Nothing really stood out.
Spinning Pile Driver Business
Yeah.
and Games with Xbox Live the Phone.
That's what that was the only thing that really stuck out with me.
I'm going to circle that one because that one is dumb/plausible. All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 351 for July 14th, 2014. Games with Xbox Live the Phone.
Coming soon.
All right, thank you very much, everyone, for watching the live stream and coming chatting with us. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Shut